Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. My name is Numan. How are you, my dear students? I hope you will be fine. Welcome to Advanced English Grammar. In today's video, we are going to talk about here the uses of well and shall. How to use well and shall correctly. This is our today topic. We will be talking about these two words in detail. Let's talk about these two words. Well and shall. Shall is uncommon in modern English. What does it mean of this statement? It means shall is very rarely used in the modern English. Most of the people do not use shall, and shall is mostly used in England, not in America. Most of the people in America, they use well instead of shall. You have to keep these words in your mind. And another point here is that if you are not sure about the rules, just use well. If you are confused that what to do, either to use will or shall. These are two words. If you are confused in these two words, you have to use over there well. There is no problem. And in the modern English, most of the people, as I told you, most of the people in the modern English, they use well instead of shall. Now there are two set of rules. We will talk about these two set of rules. Normal future and the strong future. I and we, they are noun in English first person pronouns. With the first person pronouns in the normal future, we use shall. Shall we use with I and we. Okay? In the normal future. And with the second and the third personal pronouns, I, for example, you, he, she, it, and they. They, you is a second person pronoun. And he, she, it, and they are noun, the third person pronouns. They are called third person pronouns. With the second and the third person pronouns, we use well instead of shall. You have to keep these words in your mind. Okay, what does it mean of this statement, normal future, when there are no emotions attached to it, when there are no strong feelings? We use for the normal future shall with I and we, and well with second and third person pronouns. Whenever we are talking about the expectation, the prediction, or the plan, we use this set of rules. Okay? With the normal future, expectation, plan, and prediction, we use shall with I and we, and well with second and third person pronouns. You have to keep these words in your mind. And whenever you are talking about the strong feelings, the strong emotions, we use strong feature. Well, they are reversed in this condition. Now look at here. With the strong feature, we use well with I and we. With the first person pronouns, we use will instead of shall. And with the second and the third person pronouns, we use shall instead of will. They are reversed in this condition. You have to keep these words in your mind. Okay? Now let's talk about these examples. For example, I shall, normal future. I'm talking about here the normal future. I shall wait for you at the train station. Now we are talking about here the plan. Whenever we are talking about the simple sentences, the normal future, for the plan, for the prediction, for the expectation, we use over there shall with I and with we. Okay? Now here, I will get an A on this exam. Now look at here. I promised. Here I have removed this word. I promise. This is strong feelings. These are strong feelings. For the strong feelings, we use over here, for the promise, we use will instead of shall. I will. Now we are talking about the strong feature. We use in that case, in that condition, will. Okay? Another example, we shall not go to the museum if we don't have time. For the plain, now look at here, this is the normal future, and for the strong future, we use will. We will not tolerate smoking inside the building. For the strong future, we use will instead of shall. Okay. Now we can also use will and shall for offer, for the request, and for the suggestion. The first example, request, we use will. For the request, we use will. For example, will you get me a glass of water? So here we are requesting. So for the request, we use will instead of shall. And here is one of the most important point. Here is that we cannot use shall here for the request. Only will be used for the request, not shall. Another example, for offer we use just shall, not will. We use for the offer, we use shall instead of will. We cannot use for the offer will. For example, shall I get you a drink? Now look at here. For the offer, we use shall. And the last example, for the suggestion, we also use shall instead of will. Keep in your mind, we cannot use for the offer, for the suggestion, we cannot use will. So these are the examples. Suggestion, shall we have pizza tonight? So it was our today class about will and shall, how to use these two words correctly. And I hope you will have gotten these points. So remember these points, learn these points, and you have to convey, you have to share these videos with your friends and with your relatives through the WhatsApp in the Messenger. That would be very kind of you. You have to send these videos to your friends, and you should also subscribe our channel. The name of our channel is Spread the Useful Knowledge. Thanks a lot of you. Thanks a bundle.